Hello everyone, to those who are running this marathon with us, who are reading, who are listening, who are perceiving. And so now it's the time to share some realizations. We can also ask questions. And this hour is dedicated to association. It's a very important part of spiritual practice because it allows us to see things in a broader way, to look from a different angle. Because all of us, we have different nature, we have different spiritual level as well. Therefore, knowledge that we have, the knowledge that we have, we should apply in practice, and everybody should do it accordingly and according to our nature. Because for someone, for example, the renunciation is normal thing, for someone it's difficult. Someone needs to look inside because external sphere is already complete. All karma is done already there. So the person will need to upgrade spiritually. Therefore, we need this communication. And so this variety, we need it. It's not like everything is the same for everyone. The only thing that is the same for everyone is the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, because it is universal, and this medicine is for everyone. And it is unchangeable because it is recommended by the Lord in this age of Kali, as He comes in this age in the form of His holy name. Nama Rupa Avatara. Nama is the name, Rupa is the form. So in Kali Yuga, He comes in a form of holy name. And if someone wants to receive this ecstatic love, we are reading now a lot about this ecstatic love. So let us continue. I have a feeling that I took a bath in Radha Kunda. I have this bliss in my heart. So, yes, Radha Kunda is the best Kunda. If you take a bath there at least once, this impression will stay with you forever. You can even after just imagine. That's the advantage of those who already visited Dham. So therefore, you are sharing this blissful realization from your heart. Please tell me, do you understand correctly the humility? Humility is not to suppress your own emotions. What does it mean to control our feelings? How can we manifest humility? How does it work in the consciousness of the person who is humble? Does it mean that in his own consciousness there are no these emotions or negative emotions of anger? While reading Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, I realized that when your mind is calm, the humility is very easy to practice. You just pray for those who are not knowing what they are doing. So many questions here. You will not be able to suppress your senses anyway. Srila Prabhupada says you just need them to engage them. Imagine you have a wild horse. You bought a wild horse, and then you're just trying to keep them still. And for how long you can do that? No, you will have to engage him. You will not be able to suppress your feelings. It's not possible. But you can help or direct or redirect these feelings, these senses from something that is really an obstacle for the spiritual practice. So we shouldn't sense gratify, we should try to redirect our senses with a direction of service. Because if we think that, okay, Krishna gave me these senses and I will enjoy them, that's just being proud. It's a pride. When one is in a state of humility, there are no bad feelings that can arise. Well, in the beginning, we all start doing something by just simple imitation. So we are doing things sometimes in an artificial way. But then, with time, they become a habit, and then we realize what it really means. So, yes, sometimes you can pretend to be humble, and I think it would be better for you than to just expose your pride. Even though inside there might be a fire, but externally you are trying. You are trying externally to be humble. And it's not like we want to display being humble just because of someone, but no, we have to try to be humble ourselves. So we're doing it for us, and obviously we're not humble yet, but time after time we will develop this quality. Gradually we will understand what it really means. In the calm state of mind, humility is very easy to practice. Yes, it's true, because when you have your intelligence developed, these qualities are easy. These qualities as humility is easy to be manifested. That was the question of Marina. You were talking about the fact that we need to memorize verses in Sanskrit. Why? What does it bring? It's very difficult to memorize them without sufficient amount of motivation. First of all, you will remember your own native tongue. The native tongue of soul is not where you are now born. So when the baby is born, imagine he's asking, why are you trying to teach me a language? Well, we need to teach you a language because we need to communicate with you. The same here. If you are learning Sanskrit, it's a spiritual language, and that means that you will associate with the Lord and His devotees. And here, as we're reading translation, right? But actually, they are communicating by shlokas. And it's very clear, crystal clear. When you pronounce Sanskrit, you can even feel the presence of this personality, because Krishna is not different from his name. So Vishuddha chakra becomes very powerful because it is spiritual language. It is not material, and when you are learning it, then you will be easier. You will see the things around you through the prism, through these glasses or angle of the spiritual scriptures, you will like it yourself. You will see. It's our native language, actually. And to memorize, it's not difficult to memorize. It's not because of lack of motivation. It's difficult to memorize because the memory is not good. That's all. Just you have a not very strong memory. But by repeating, by repetition of Sanskrit, you will be able to cure your memory. So you just take medicine, you just memorize of course, first the most important verses, and after you will have a taste to memorize it, and after you will have a chance to get into association with people who are actually using the Sanskrit, and then you will see how wonderful it is, and you will understand that it's really spiritual. When Bhaktivinoda Thakur was reading Bhagavatam, at this moment there was a mystic who actually attacked him and wanted to harm him, to kill him, and Bhaktivinoda Thakur was just sitting and reading Sanskrit, and there was like a transcendental bubble around him, golden bubble, which would not allow any bad energies or powers to power through. Even though this yogi mystic was very skilled and could kill people with his powers, it could not harm Bhaktivinoda Thakur. So in any way, Sanskrit is very great. It's also the language that the Lord spoke, Bhagavad Gita. So when you speak what he was speaking, then of course it's all auspicious for you, all auspicious. After some time, it would not, you could not, no one will be able to stop you. After some time, this language, mundane language, you will think it's like a frog's language. You will not like it even after some time. So if you have an opportunity, please study it. It will be very useful in your spiritual life. During the time that Lord Chaitanya was present in India, there were some military actions going on. How was it that military people, how did they react? We were just actually reading about that. Once some saw Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they would become a devotee inevitably. Of course, Lord Chaitanya might not give to everyone, some rascals maybe not, but normally he would treat everyone like a child, his children, and he would preach all this. Yeah, I mean, there were not that huge military actions. Yes, there were, of course, some, but not very big. So Irina Shapalavalova is asking, in 2015, I was very fortunate and lucky to take part in Ratha Yatra in Omsk, and back then I thought it was just like an adventure that came into my life. I saw happy faces of people who were open, and my heart was singing with everyone else, and it was so wonderful experience. And I even could sweep a little bit in front of the deities. And these stories of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his Ratha Yatra actually provoked my memories about my Ratha Yatra, and I just felt it all over again, and I realized once again which causeless mercy I actually received back then, and I'm still continuing receiving. So I'm really grateful to the Almighty Lord for His love and for His generosity and for the spiritual teachers. So, yes, I agree with you. We should have some kind of strong impressions, spiritual ones. You know, the Rath Yatra that you are participated in, it's not different from the one that is going on Jagannath Puri. The same Lord Jagannath, Baladeva, Subhadra Maya Devi. The kirtan, the devotees, it's all the same. Of course, maybe not in the same scale that is in Mayapur, but Jagannath Puri. But we are still fortunate to take part in this event here without too much of a crowd, you know. There, it's very difficult. Sometimes devotees are asking me to bring them for parikrimas around holy places and to do some kind of virtual parikrama. Maybe we will even try. We will try to do it virtually, and you will see that Rath Yatra there in Jagannath Puri, it's very transcendental and very dangerous event for common ordinary people. Imagine 200, 300,000 people, and everyone wants to participate, to take this rope, and so imagine all the time people are losing their consciousness. Someone is actually will die in all this crowd, and people are losing the control. They can't they can't keep calm. There is so much guards around the chariot. There are 3 rings of gardens, because lots of people want to actually suicide under the wheels, because it is said that if you die under the wheels of the chariot, you will be liberated. And of course, this place is also visited by all demigods to take part in this event. And so you had a chance to be in a in a smaller version, but the effect should be the same. And this memory, this impression of this Rath Yatra can actually hold you in the spiritual life till the end of this life. So the Lord is inspiring. The Lord, when He comes, He inspires everyone to the extent that you will have the enthusiasm to act till the very end. So thank you much for this realization, Irina.
Вчера во время джапы, когда произносила Панчататва мантру,
Yesterday during japa, when I was pronouncing Panchatattva mantra, I felt something strange. Before, I never felt it. My voice all of a sudden became so different, and Panchatattva's image actually became bigger, and I had the impression that they actually became alive, and they became alive and closer to me. In my heart I felt it. Yes, that's normal. You will have these impressions, these emotions, and all of that is alive. So it's not hallucination. Don't think that it's something on the mind based. It's reality, but it will be open only accordingly also to our purity of the heart. So don't be afraid if Krishna will reveal himself, and then he will not for some time, but then he will do it again. Like this, he's motivating us to come, to continue cleaning. And please know, when you get this real taste for the name, there will be some time that you will get, and devotees, you will be able to feel devotees, spiritual masters. So all of that is real. Thank you for that realization. This type of impression you also will carry till the end of your life. It will serve you a motive to continue your service. Olga is writing, I noticed that in my mind I have the voice of Valmiki Prabhu and some text of Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. Yesterday I was communicating with my relatives and I realized that I just have it automatically in my mind, and I'm waiting for the next meeting with Chaitanya Charitamrita. Thank you so much, Valmiki Prabhu, and all those who organized this marathon. I have a big sense of gratitude in my heart. So continue listening. And I see that you wrote here that you had very good clarity of what to do. So that's very great. Continue. Elena Yermolova is writing, thank you very much. Unfortunately, I can't watch and listen online, live, all the streamings, but the moment I can, I go there and listen to recording, for example, and I feel the feeling that some major transformation is going on in my mind. And yes, that's it, that this transformation will take place because this is the only reality that exists. Harinama eva kevalam, there is such a burden. Eva kevalam means the only reality. Harinama is the only reality. Everything else is an illusion. If the consciousness is materialistic, everything else is an illusion. So transformation is very profound, and that's what we want. The Lord, she's writing, the Lord is becoming more and more real. And I have starting to realize that this world is just a place of suffering, and I start to understand what it is, pure devotion and pure devotee. So many things going on, and now I have such a deep desire to study deeper the scriptures, because it's the real opportunity to be with the Lord. Thank you very much. I cannot describe everything that I am living through now, and I'm thankful. Thank you very much, Elena. I see that you are really absorbed and you have very deep realizations, and everything that you write is real. Because it's true, the world is the place of suffering, and it's great that you start to realize what it is a devotion and a devotee. So yes, keep this absorption in the scriptures, holy scriptures. Okay, Elena is writing. Today I was watching a video, and where it said that we can chant Mahamantra only those who are initiated. If you chant without being initiated, there will be some troubles. First of all, troubles always will be. They are already actually promised. In astrology, each of us already have all the bad periods, and it is already so marked in astrology that it is very precise, even to up to the second. It's very just, it's very cruel sometimes, but it's the truth. However, when you are chanting holy name, these bad periods, these troubles are actually becoming more softened. You have to understand that if you wouldn't repeat, you wouldn't chant holy name, the troubles would be much harder on you. And what you heard about that you can only chant after initiation, that's not true. No, you have to chant holy name because whilst you are chanting, you are accumulating the piety. Then, when you are given the initiation by the spiritual master, then during the initiation, he actually plugs you in this authorized chain of Mahamantra. So after he is initiating you, you are actually doing it as the seva, as the service. Without spiritual master, we will not be able to chant in a pure way. Only by the mercy of spiritual master we can continue chanting, because he is also taking away our bad karma. So after that you are officially plugged in, and Guru is telling to Krishna, Krishna, please allow this person to chant your holy name. Okay, I'm now just giving an imagine idea, but Guru is authorizing. Now you can actually chant. And after that, the holy name will be not the same. It will be also like it will be different, because it's Guru who initiated you. Actually, the name of its initiation is Nama Diksha, which means initiation in the name, in the holy name. It's not initiation in some tradition, spiritual tradition, no. This is initiating in Nama, in the name. So, all the time before, we actually proving that we want it, really needed. So, for example, you chant 4 rounds a day. For someone it can be hard, but he's fighting for Krishna. So after some time he's stabilized with his 4 rounds, and after he's doing 8 rounds, 1 hour. So please get steady in that, 1 hour a day, get steady, and then you fight again, and it will be difficult, but after some time you are proving that you want Krishna. And after, once you are stable with 8 rounds and it's natural for you, your spiritual counselor can say now 16, okay, and then you are trying 16 rounds. Now you will start to understand that this is the basis of your life. To that basis you have to hold till the end of your life. All your doings, all your activities, all your relationships will be formed on this basis. Your understanding of things, your health, even everything will depend on these 16 rounds. The maximum, with your maximum attention. You have to fight, you have to win, and you have to take these 16 rounds and 2 hours and be stable in it. And so once you are stable for a year, for example, and you already have a year, for example, and you're fine, and you already cannot imagine that you don't chant holy name, and then spiritual master comes, because Krishna, he is in the heart, and he sees your efforts, he sees that you put this priority, and so it means that he has matured. Okay, he does the principles, he doesn't take any drugs, intoxication, very good. He doesn't play any other games, any black business, he's not taking part. Okay, very good. Okay, so he's not having any illicit sex. Okay, so only in the marriage, good. He's trying to bring his sexual energy up. Okay, I can see he needs Guru now, because he will not hold for a long time like that. And the same Krishna, he is also Guru in our heart, and so also Krishna is situated in the heart of Guru, and he tells Guru, okay, so this is your disciple, he is matured, so please accept him. And like this, soul is coming back to Krishna. On the heart, on the levels of heart, I have faith, love, and attachment to Krishna and devotees. But for the practice itself, I have neglection. Like, for example, japa or offering food or reading. I all the time leave it for later. And I already have the situation for really some time. Please, could you help me? What can I improve? Because I want to stay on the spiritual path. Okay, you have to have a spiritual counselor and the person actually for whom you live, and the person who can check you also in a good sense of word, like that he will observe you, like he will curate you, he will he has to be have interest in you because he has to be responsible for you, and he will be helping you to for example to put priorities, because from what I understand you have a very agitated mind, and he's winning for now. That's why he's neglecting the most important things, and basically it looks like you are playing in spiritual life, like for example, he says to you, you still have time, but actually it's not the case. You can leave the body at any moment, and then you will regret millions of times that you neglected it. Therefore, you need a person for whom you will do it, because for yourself you cannot, because you are doing like, okay, not now, maybe less, I can do japa during the whole day, I can read, I don't have to read, it's like business with the mind. You are all the time compromising, and it loses these most important things are losing their value. Therefore, you have to have association with Vaishnavas. You have to have this association, few people who will inspire you around you, and especially it's important to have one of these people who are actually taking responsibility for you. He will be like your spiritual master at the same time. Because he cannot take full responsibility to bring you back, but he will help you a lot. And of course this counselor is doing this service, and it's very hard thing to do, and therefore you will be forever indebted. You will never be able to pay your debt. It's like not being able to pay debt to the mother, for example. So by yourself you will never reach stability. Maybe sometime, yes, but then you will leave it, because if you don't reach the taste, or if you are not engaged in some service, it's not possible. So you will need also to have some practical service apart from the sadhana bhakti. Yekaterina Fedorova is writing, thank you very much for this common nectar that we are all absorbed in, and I have so many changes in my heart, and I'm absorbing them. After last marathon, I couldn't hold, and I started to read Chaitanya Charitamrita with purports. And now with this marathon, I started again, and I already have taste for this reading, and I am dreaming how I can read all of it with purports. Okay, so here I see that there is a sign of being serious. It's very important. It's like, imagine a fire. Of course, you don't have to think, should I deal with this fire or not? Oh, it's so beautiful. No, you have to take away the fire. Also, I really would like to study Chaitanya Bhagavata. Every day, this absorption is deeper and deeper. I already lost myself. I don't understand, is it a day or night? Which day of the week it is? Valmiki Prabhu said that me too. I already do not know what is the day of the week. Well, when I have a certain scheme for the day, regime of a day, it helps me because to keep my mind focused. Because before I could not imagine that I would be able to do so many things and feel good, not exhausted. And so I'm not scared at all to dive even deeper, and I feel like we are one team, and our Valmiki Prabhu is our main helper, assistant, and from these emotions, actually, I really want to do Harinam. I wish that now all our team would go to Harinam, and I am sure that it would be a wonderful preaching. Thinking that if we could organize a common kirtan, at least a few hour kirtan after marathon, it could be so nice. Thank you very much, everyone. My obeisances, my sincere obeisances. Yes, very good realization. Thank you, Yekaterina. Very vivid one. So now we will pray, and let's hope that we will manage Harinama if we really want. I'm sure it will happen. Olga is writing. Sometimes we receive mercy in the form of happiness, but at certain point I understood that the real mercy is not the feeling of happiness, but the desire to serve. Yes. Why sometimes the mercy comes in the form of happiness and sometimes in the form of desire to serve? Well, when you have this desire to serve, it means that you will receive opportunity to serve, and when you have desire of joy in this world, then you will receive happiness because you have both desires. Because Krishna is in the form of Paramatma, is creating this dynamic of life around us. How can I do in order to have mostly this second desire to serve? Okay, you should keep desiring it, and Krishna will arrange everything so you will serve. Even after kirtans, happiness can come, but this desire to serve others, I don't receive that often. Why? Well, because you are still having this desire of enjoyment and exploitation. We have these desires of exploitation for lives now, and it's not that easy to cleanse it. Only those who are diving in this, following this method with great sincerity, they can overcome all these difficulties. And also this desire to enjoy, it brings this need for this happiness, but you just immediately have to plug in the process of the service. And happiness, you don't need to wish for it, because happiness is naturally manifested when you are serving. Because if your desire is happiness, and you will leave your body in this mood, you will get to the paradise planets, because you don't have yet understanding on what is transcendental bliss. It can be only perceived whilst having desire to serve unconditionally. If you keep wanting the happiness, material one, then the paradise planets is your destination, and then you will have to get birth again. Christina is writing.
преданными Кришны, служить Ему. Дома у
It's
меня
very easy for me to associate with devotees. At home, I have Jagannatha Patita Pavana,
и понятие
which,
можно
whom
только
I
от
serve.
посредников,
But Vaishnava tradition is saying that we can only understand Krishna only through Guru because we are not pure enough and we cannot associate closely. I do not deny Guru. I have a spiritual master,
читаю
uh,
пранама
and
мантру,
I'm reading pranama mantra and I'm following directions, instructions of my Guru, and he's inspiring me on this
но больше
on this
и
path.
чаще общаюсь
But
лично с Богом через
it's
Гуру.
true that I keep
Я не
associating with the Lord
почему
in a personal,
так просто.
in personal way more than with Guru.
Ваше час общения с Кришной
Okay,
в сердце – это только по милости Бога.
so your job now is to understand that
Это иллюзия.
you can only associate with the Lord
С ним, потому что есть Гуру.
only because of mercy of Guru.
Вы скажете, у
You
меня его не было Гуру, я уже общалась.
and you might
У
think,
вас Гуру
oh, I didn't have Guru and I already was associating with the Lord. No, it's not the case because Guru can even give you this opportunity in the previous life. Because without Guru, you cannot approach me, Krishna says. It's only Guru who gives this opportunity. Now you need to understand deeper Guru Tattva.
участвует вообще.
Who is Guru and how he's participating, how he's taking part in our life. How does what is this process? So do not
Судя по вопросам, что почему нельзя
perceive Krishna separately from Guru.
так просто? Можно, конечно можно.
Of course, you can associate with the Lord easily without Guru, but it is by His mercy that you associate and serve the Lord. The fact that you are now associating with the Lord, it's not even real association. It's just introduction when you're just meeting someone to meet someone.
Что вы духовно растете.
Once there was a question: how do you understand that you are spiritually growing?
Чем
And the answer was,
я понимаю, что я духовно расту, тогда когда я понимаю, насколько Кришна далеко от меня.
and so this, how to measure that we are growing. So I understand this by just how far I'm from Krishna. So the more I understand that there is a huge gap between myself and Krishna, that means that I'm growing spiritually. Because if we have a mood that okay, Krishna is closer and closer and closer, then I will even reject Guru, and that's how the fall starts. It's not in our tradition, of course, in some others, even though it can happen even in our tradition. Sometimes we might start thinking, yes, of course, we need formally a guru because everybody needs it formally, but you have to be careful about it. You have to understand everything is going by the mercy of spiritual master. Never undervalue the meaning of spiritual master in your life. Your deity Jagannath came to you only by mercy of Guru. You might not see it, you might not feel it that it's by his mercy, but you at least have to believe in it theoretically, that it's by the mercy of Guru. Елена, again, Ivanova is writing. All the realization of participants of this marathon, they echo in my heart, and now I understand that I cannot live even one day without scriptures after marathon is completed. For me, it's obvious the conditioning of the soul. Now I have this clarity, but I still have attachment to the fruit, to the result. How to take away this enjoyment, sense gratification? You just have to pray to Krishna. Oh Krishna, you are situated in my heart. I know you are there. And because you are saying that whatever
Запоминайте.
because you
Кришна
are
говорит,
saying in Bhagavad
что бы ты
Gita,
ни делал,
whatever you do, whatever you
какие бы
eat,
поступки не совершал, там, деяния,
whatever austerities you are doing, do it as an offering to
тогда
me,
оно грехом не,
and then
не обрастает.
we are not
То есть
accumulating the
вначале все
sin.
делают. Я для чего
So,
это делаю? Вы
uh,
делайте.
before you start anything, you tell Krishna in your heart, Krishna, I'm doing it as an offering to you. I would like to give you all the fruits. Oh Krishna, you are in the heart. Please accept this offering, very, very modest yagya. And in the beginning, of course, it will be formal. It will not be natural. But time after time, gradually, you will purify, and Krishna will hear your motive. Then the results, anyway, he will grant it to us. Why he is taken from us the results? Why? Because they are very heavy. Because they are very heavy, our fruits. We will not be able to hold them. They can splash us. If good or bad doesn't matter. That's why Krishna helps and takes it away. And he holds them. It's yours, he said, but let me carry it for now. Because you will develop attachment. This result, just don't think them yours. Otherwise, the pride will grow. Otherwise, we will drown in that. We will think that it's everything that we can control something. That it's because us. It's because of our effort something is going on. You know, someone can read 10 pages and become pure devotees because he did it in a pure way, and someone can do lives and lives after lives and still not purify. So continue in this artificial maybe way, or do it for Prabhupada if you don't have yet guru. If you Prabhupada is guru for everyone. So as a sign of gratitude to Prabhupada, please Prabhupada accept this offering. Anastasia, hello. When reading Madhya Lila, second chapter, the ecstasy of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, I realized that my mind was stuck, and I had a feeling, that I will never reach this type of feelings or this type of separation, and I had this desire to ask forgiveness of the Lord, because I will never be able to do that. But then everything imprinted in my head, in my life, such a transformative moments when reading this. Well, this feeling of separation, this is good. It's humility. But the desire to achieve this is still inside of us, because if there was no such a desire, you wouldn't write this realization. And so this is actually what you want, and Krishna values it. Of course, we will never reach the state of Srimati Radharani. No. But we are still desiring, we are still aiming. I will give all participants the link. I had such a desire when we read second chapter of Madhya Lila, when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was in this mood of Srimati Radharani and opened his heart. And for a while, I have been listening for Srimad Bhagavatam for a while of one devotee. And this devotee is a very mature Vaishnav. He is not ISKCON, maybe Chaitanya Math. And he made this audio of all Srimad Bhagavatam, and I was listening to it for so long time, and I'm very thankful to this Vaishnava. But recently, I also learned that he started translating poetically Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. well, he's professional also. So he started to make an audio with music, with emotions of Chaitanya Charitamrita. And I started listening till 17th chapter of Adi Lila. I didn't find more. But when we read second chapter, I thought to myself, "Oh, it could be nice to hear his audio with music and poesy." And imagine next day, my friend who is a devotee from our tradition, he's given me this link with this audio of this Vaishnava who is reading the second chapter around 45 minutes. And and I just started listening, and I am gonna give you this link. I listened before falling asleep. It's not word by word how it's written here. He is making it in such a way that the philosophy is the same and the meaning is the same, and it's classic. And then these emotions, these waves of emotions can accelerate so much, and then you will actually have desire to enter this mood of Lord Chaitanya, because Lord Chaitanya didn't just show off, displaying this mood. No, he gave it so we can all get out of the clutches of Maya. So thank you very much for this realization. Ekaterina is writing. Can I cook with thoughts of God, but for example, listening to jazz music? Okay, be careful with be careful with just jazz music. Okay, if you have jazz music, but then Maha Mantra also, because the jazz music can get your mind to the past because you listen to it in the past, and so imagine what can happen is that you can start listening to jazz without Maha Mantra, but if you think about the Lord during it, of course, use whatever you can, but you should just be careful. That's what I'm saying, because Maya is very smart. It can catch anyone who is not controlling the senses and who has very strong impressions from the past. And Maya knows our weak points. She knows them. So be careful. Huh? In January, I received pranama mantra, and I was very inspired. I was so much desiring it, and I received it by the mercy of elder devotees. And recently, I found one message in the internet which contained very negative information towards my spiritual master, and I don't want to keep thinking about it, but it actually contaminated me, because now sometimes my mind have this my mind has this information from time to time. How can I get rid of it now? Because I know that we should look at the spiritual master with spiritual eyes. Okay, how can I do? Okay, you should associate with the Vaishnavas, the elder disciples of your spiritual master. You should glorify your spiritual master. You should read and chant, read Shastras and read and chant holy name. You should only honor prasadam, always offer the food. The contamination happened because your faith was not strong enough. You said that you said that you were fighting for your pranama mantra. Uh, it means that this fight is going on maybe from the previous life even. Maybe you offended, made some offense in the previous life of guru and devotees. Because I see that you're writing that that you are fighting for your devotion now. It's Kali Yuga. It's such epoch, such time of these people who are envious. So you have to protect Guru inside of you. Don't believe in any of that. Don't. You have to look with spiritual eyes. The mind might bring bad thoughts because the contamination happened, but now if you see something dangerous and you see that it might be something bad thing that will bring you things like this in your mind, then don't read it. Don't read anything bad in internet. You have to be really afraid of that and preach. Preach, tell about your spiritual master to others, write about your guru, good things, and slowly it will disappear. You will purify from that. For example, no matter what, no matter who is talking something bad, immediately close your ears and go take shower. Just take shower immediately and imagine that you're taking a bath in Ganga, in Ganges river. Last question. Natalia. The feeling of self-sufficiency is causing shame feeling in me. Why I feel shameful when I have a feeling of self-sufficient and independency? Is self-sufficient is a sign of pride? No, self-sufficient is a quality of a devotee who is loving Krishna and who has a guru and who has understanding that he is a servant. He is not dependent from anyone. But devotee is Krishna and Guru. This is the internal state of these people who are called Atmaramas. And they are, this state can happen by mercy of a spiritual master and devotees. So, of course, if you are showing off, saying, oh, I'm independent, then it is pride. But then, if you continue doing this show, then there will be deficit of association. And as for the shame, that's normal. It's the synonym of humility, of being humble. So thank you very much for this association. We will try this evening it's not that I desire to change something. It was by lots of requests, and that's why I'm trying to make this parikrama with holy places. I suggest that we will make a Harinama tour online. On live. So maybe we'll start with Himalayas. It just we need to begin with Himalayas. Then we purify in Ganges, and then we go to Kurukshetra, to Dwaraka, Mayapur, Vrindavan, all different places. But first of all, we are diving into the river Gange. So let's see how it will go this evening. Thank you very much, everyone. all I wish you all good mood and wish you and see you